Oh, hello again from outer space. Good to see you all again.
So this is a reading if you are wondering what it is you need to change. And the butterfly representing the fourth path of change from the larvae, from the egg to the larvae, to the cocoon, to the showing of colours. And also in this we have the dolphin. Now the dolphin is frequency. And what frequency change do you need to bring to help you get through this phase, as we are all still in our deep caves? And I'm using this old cupboard for now because it's going to also be transformed, because change is transformation. It's still beautiful where you are. The cupboard's still beautiful. I turned the other one into a garden bed which you can watch, but this one will become something different. And before I was about to make that frequency change, the cupboard had a story for you, and I put some of these lights in there and candles, and decided, yes, I will initiate this and do a reading and see what comes up for, if this is your reading, what frequency change do you need to go through to raise your vibration and become the better version of yourself. So I'm going to do this in different phases because I still need to work out the stands. But we're going to use a medicine card, which is the lightning bolt, because lightning brings change and fertilises the seeds. So I'd like to sit that down, and we're going to do a shuffle. I will have to going to do a candle wax as well and shuffle. So we have got the elk. Hello, elk. So the elk is about stamina, and another word for stamina would be endurance, persistence. And the elk is the great cosmic mother. She's the divine feminine. If you are female, it means you need to re-establish maybe a foundation with a group of women, reconnecting with your mother, your sisters, your female friends, and that goddess within yourself, that deep divine feminine. Dolphin connecting to elk. So if you do a little bit more grounding within your inner feminine, less work, more meditation, a bath, doing our hair, actually sort of taking a day off the housework, that concept of the female, your frequency will change to start making you play. And that playfulness, as dolphin does, will start helping you to clean the waters. As you clean the waters, we see we can connect the dots. It brings this new transformation, and then you get to see the bright colours of your butterfly. And that's just one cycle. And in that cycle, you then can do something different. So then the next thing would be, are you working on a project? Is it getting tedious? Is it getting tedious? Funny. So I now have to plug in the other phone, and that's the change I needed to make, because obviously I need the space, and the dogs had a change as well in this reading, and things shift. And so with that, but I'm going to persist, because with that stamina, it's going to show me my inner resolve. And if you apply a part of this persistence and stamina to your journey, to your day, you do a little bit at a time without forcing yourself, and you get to a point where you start seeing and feeling other projects that really have served their purpose. And when you're just not loving it anymore, you just let it go, and you just have to say, I'm not completing it because it doesn't need to be. Other things that take longer, like even doing this reading, having to go and grab the other phone. I still love doing these things, and I've still got this really strong message because it's just in my intuition, and that has shown me that the task of the last couple of days, which was so grounding, and it made me focus, and it brought the biggest change within my confidence, I must say, and the support. So it must have been a bit of a cocoon phase that I needed. And the butterfly, the result of that other project I was working on, has served its purpose. The basket's full. I did this project for someone, really enjoyed it for the time, and then tried again a little bit yesterday, and I couldn't even deal with it today. I thought, no, I've outgrown it. That has served its purpose. And the message I'm about to put up says, if you don't like the menu, leave the restaurant. If you are reading a bad book, don't finish it. If you're in a situation you don't enjoy, walk away, because that courage and that determination of that transformation will bring on the butterfly. And you get out and you fly somewhere else and you'll meet part of your destiny. So I was contemplating today this, and I went and found some jasmine, and as I smelt the jasmine, it brought me the best vibration. That walk was brilliant, that I walked further, and the dog was having such a great time at the new smells, and I allow him to smell the flowers as well. And then, like in the day of the other bad project, I found these lights, and I took the cupboard doors off because I was working with the drill, but my hands just cannot do the drill, and so I've learnt that that cannot be a big part of my journey any longer, do you see? So I'm still persisting, using the stamina, and I have actually been speaking with a lot of female energies, and I do listen to a lot of tarot readers and crystal readers and candle wax readers, which I may even try to do in this video. And I'm just loving it. And as I was doing the other tasks, it gave me the opportunity to listen and view and hear other people's insights and see what I resonate with and see how I'm going to present myself. So, and it was a lot of females, that was what I was trying to say. So yeah, it showed me how masculine choices I've done with a lot of the woodcraft and always hands-on, and yeah, maybe persisting through something gently and then having a day off to play and reconnect with the dolphin, putting on a candle, watching just a silly movie, a kid's movie, and having a day off, and then go back to the project and keep persisting until you find your elk. The elk is stamina. So know the difference between being lazy, not bothered, it's not succeeding. They're different. They can be blocks on the path that you need to overcome, as opposed to, I'm just not resonating with it any longer. The dolphin in me wants to play and to enjoy actually what I'm doing. And so writing a book or building a website or things like that, you do need the elk. You do need the persistence and the stamina. And so sometimes the other tedious tasks, doing little things like that per day, builds your stamina, builds your, if I just do a little bit today, I'm going to feel confident that I was a little bit productive. But also it doesn't matter if I don't complete it. I'm not guilty. I'm not going to resonate with that energy any longer, because that gives me time to play and to enjoy what I'm doing and bring a fresh energy back into the perspective, and that is the butterfly. So let's pull another card to see what we get with, to back it up. Oh, I can show you. I'm shuffling, so let's do this. So it's too hard because I need to find a stand. And we have pulled the swan. So beautiful. I wonder if I can bring this lighting down. So I'm going to persist because I'll get better at this. And then someone who's also thinking about these paths may even enjoy my awkwardness, do you see? And that you begin somewhere, because I've watched other people do that, and it's just so, it's a breath of fresh air. It's not too perfect. There's kids in the background mucking around, or their husband's drilling something, or cars go by, and it's just being yourself and sharing that natural human part to other people as well. And that will just, it works on your humility and it helps you to be humble. And the gracefulness. So the swan is all about grace. And she's beautiful. And there's a story about a swan that I have stated in a really big story. So I'm going to put that on now to explain her. So swan is graceful. You're going from the ugly duckling. Were you the ugly duckling before this reading? You were feeling like an ugly duckling. Feeling a bit awkward and a bit stuck. And now you are the most beautiful swan, and you're so graceful swimming upon your little pond. So what happens is the the ugly duckling was just walking along feeling so bad because it was like born into the wrong family and just didn't belong and no one liked it and was insulted all the time. And this little dragonfly comes along, you know, flapping its little wings like me, coming in going, what are you doing? It goes, oh, hi. Do you want to come play with me today? Oh, why would you want to play with me? Says ugly duckling. You know, no one likes me. Why'd you choose me out of everyone? Just go, oh, I've got something I'd like to show you. Well, why me? I said, oh, because I like you and I think you're quite cute. And I would like to show you something that I don't think you've seen before. But you have to trust me. Yeah, well, okay, I don't trust anyone else, or why not? I'll play with you. All right, come with me. So they went down to the void, and the void is the big black dark hole full of mystery. And he goes, I need you to go through that that portal of darkness, which is your inner darkness, but I can't tell you what you're going to find, and I can't tell you what you're going to see. All I can say is that I'll meet you on the other side. And I guarantee you it'll be better than you know. But you have to trust. You have to trust me. You have to let me lead you through that part of yourself. And it might be dark, and it might be sad, and it might be scary, and you might get all these thoughts, but I can guarantee you I'll be there with you. Because I'm the dragonfly. I can hover in one spot and I'll be there the whole time. You are not alone, ever. I'm inside you. I'm in your blood. I'm in your heart. I'm in your third eye. I am you. You are me. Okay, says ugly duckling. So it jumps into the big void. And it's in there discovering itself like the cocoon. And it's dark, but it's warm and it's cozy and it's going on its own little inner adventure, which only it knows. And it comes out the other side. Dragonfly's there, as he promised. And because they're family, yeah, we're all connected. And it's like, wow, what happened to you? It's like, what? Not much happened. Why are you asking? Wow, you look beautiful. What? Even though you were beautiful before, but you've like elevated, you're elongated. Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. I just feel good. I feel great on the inside now. And it goes off to the pond, and all the other animals who were insulting it and teasing it and cussing and cursing and judging. Wow, who are you? We've never seen you before. Ugly duckling's like, what? What are you talking about? You're like insulting me all week and all these years, and I don't know what you're all talking about. And I'm alright, and you guys don't bug me anymore. And it didn't think anything different because it can't see outside itself. It went through its internal journey. And I was like, but you're beautiful. What do you mean? We've never met you before. You're the most beautiful bird we've ever seen. What are you talking about? I've been in your life for ages. You're always cussing and cursing and tossing and insulting and judging. What are you talking about? We've never met you before. Yes, you have. And the dragonfly goes, oh, I don't think you can see what we all can see now. Can I please bring you back to the pond that I found you at? I need you to look at your reflection in the water. And as ugly duckling dips his head to look in the water, it was the most beautiful swan. The most beautiful, elegant, graceful swan anyone had ever seen. And the swan went, oh, but I just feel good on the inside. I didn't know anything changed on the outside. And the dragonfly said, but that's the lesson. Isn't that interesting? That on the inside you feel great, you feel beautiful, that on the outside your energy becomes the reflection of what's going on the inside. So regardless of whether the people called you ugly or good looking or graceful or rich or poor, whatever the stories are, the ugly duckling went in one consciousness and came out quite different, quite peaceful, trusting and had a friend now, one loyal friend, and that was all it needed to get through the dark cave of itself. And it was able to look at its own inner cave because it had that support, and that became its grace, and that became the dance of the white swan. I just need to share that with you. My dog's just scratching because I've washed him yesterday. Sorry for the interruption, because he's feeling like an ugly duckling. He's had a wash, and now he's a swan, and now he's having an issue. We've been all shiny and smooth. But anyway, chip, 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 chip. So to connect the story, that you just watched from another snippet from somewhere else, from someone else's reading, and you're most welcome to book a reading in if you enjoyed that process. We see that the butterfly is similar to a dragonfly. They both fly. They're both light. They both have iridescent wings. And they put smiles on anyone's faces. You don't have to be a child. But the swan had stamina, was persistent. It had to go through the cycles of growing into its most graceful self. And this most graceful self took time. And with that persistence of becoming the better version of yourself, we'll call it, will teach you the stamina, the strength to be the best version of yourself right now. And this right now of your best version adds to the next hour's best version and tomorrow's best version. Even sitting down eating a bar of chocolate can still be your best version if you're like, yum, this is so nice, thank you, universe. So grateful that I've got this right now. And not think about, oh, it's full of sugar, it's not good for you, I'm going to put on weight. That's not what you're meant to be focusing on. If we start focusing on the gratitude, the appreciation of that moment, of that reward, then anything you do starts becoming a reward. Even the tedious task. And then you start feeling your heart and you know, this is going to take me time, but I'm enjoying it. And I know it's going to take me a little bit every day, but I'm enjoying the little bits every day with this task. Uploading videos, cleaning the kitchen, going through your clothes, those things still bring you joy because the end result is you know what you own, you know what you no longer need. You get to try things on along the way and you know, wear your colours. And this frequency change starts bringing more serendipity in. It starts eliminating other things that you've gathered thinking, one day I'm going to do that. And you eventually get to it, like the task I did the other day, and go, I don't want to do that anymore. My frequency's changed. I'm now a butterfly. But I'm so in gratitude that gave me courage, stamina, and it gave me focus. That focus got me to listen the serendipity to the right things on the YouTube, to my intuition. And as I was sorting out things like this cupboard, I then started finding things I need for my videos, and I now realise I'm not meant to just do the private readings but do these YouTube videos, and I can do lots. And now I know why I've kept certain things. And it's going to be great because I'm excited about it. And look, it never works out the way it is in your mind, which is great because it is the way the person's going to get it. So I've already downloaded my reading for this moment. Do you understand? So the last couple of days I'm thinking about this. I wonder what cards will come out. I only knew that there was the butterfly and the dolphin. I'm like, oh, I have to do a video about frequency and change and how to transform your frequency to create more serendipity. Jasmine, what a beautiful thing to manifest. And I found my incense holder, which probably needs a redo, but it's okay. That's the kind of woodwork I'm willing to do. It's small work. And I found extra gum leaves, and we're going to do a healing initiation with this with the bowl soon. Look how beautiful that is. And I found that on yesterday's walk. So they're my signs. And the way this is coming out now, it can help you with your transformation. So never think about how it's going to come out. Just do it. And then later when I'm looking at the video, I'll just be so grateful that I've done it. I may criticise my own lighting and this and that. But look, this is a moment. This cupboard's going in another room and it won't be used again. So I'll appreciate that. Wow, look at that video. When I first initiated, it was done. I got to utilise this piece of furniture for something different to what it's going to become yet again. How fantastic. And it's a moment in time and you've got it. So I'd like to pull another card to add to this from my beautiful Lakota cards that I don't think many people have, but it found me, and that was an interesting story as well. So I'm going to pull a card from there now. Now, how is that for magic? Oh, please. It's like the best cupboard now. And the blues match. Swan, yet again. Two swans. This card more is about love and finding love within yourself. So perhaps through the stamina of elk with the antlers is very psychic. It's tuned into the cosmos, to its higher self at all times. That's what the antlers are. The elk is big, different to moose. Moose is about self-esteem, and moose is tall. Elk is more fur and a lot more solid, and still a different species to stag and deer. However, they're different readings with different messages because they have different family and behavioural patterns, and the American Indians would study them, and they have actually different symbols. But they may come along in other readings because they have those cards in all the other decks. So for now, the stamina and the persistence and the gracefulness of the elk, the solidness, the strong woman. You know, even if you're a man watching this, that feminine inside yourself, you could be a chef, you could be the home mum, you could be the more spiritual, meditative man, the one that likes to make the chocolate cake and play with the children and, you know, make the art and craft with them. You could be more of that feminine, graceful, creative part of man, and just know that that divine feminine, which is the goddess Grace, is your strength. And don't think you need to pick up some power tools and own a four-wheel drive ute to be the man, because sometimes that divine feminine man, the one that does the breath work and is quite conscious of his behaviour and the way he's treating other human beings, is your strength. So being nurturing, caring, giving, the provider, all that stuff too can come under the feminine. So yeah, please don't mistake what feminine means, because we're beyond that now. So really tuning in. Look at all the blue. Oh, wow, blue. It's all about the third eye. This is fantastic. See? Oh, you can never plan anything. You can only be guided. So I followed that I needed grounding today. And I need to get this cupboard to where it needs to get my clothes in order, which will give me stability. If I keep persisting a little bit every day, because I'm not going to be able to sort out the clothes in a day, but if I just try and get a little bit of that shelf up and then fold up the pants or the leggings and get that into the one drawer, my new shelf, get it a little bit every day, in a week's time, I'm going to feel very different. I'm going to be very proud of the persistence. And it's not being proud because of being productive. It's being proud of yourself because you've got some old stagnant block of energy that's creating a negative frequency. And you're bringing a breath of fresh air in. You're bringing that smell of spring, that jasmine, to bring in the transformation of your wings. And Swan and your dragonfly in the story of Swan will guide you to this. And then all of a sudden you find this divine happiness and balance, because 2 is all about intuition. Yet again, blue, intuition, third eye, dolphin, water, connecting to your third eye and your sonar frequency and communicating telepathically with your siblings, with your friends, with your lovers, with your parents, and overcoming a lot of the static frequency of this digital thing that we do utilize a lot, and ignoring that you know who's going to call you, or you know what's going to be on TV, or you know what the weather's going to be like. And really trusting that your best vision will be put into the earth regardless of what's on the news. Your highest vision, send it out there and do not disbelieve that won't manifest. I've thought of some interesting things in my journey and then sort of see it in the marketplace and go, wow. Gee, I channeled that years ago and used to think about that a lot, and someone's actually brought it through, and I think fabulous that actually works. So don't doubt your best vision of what this earth's potential can be. So if you want it to open up and you want it to heal and you want the water cleaner, it will be done. And if you want it to celebrate and dance again, it will be done. Start doing it inside yourself and stop believing the outside story. Because Swan, as we know, learnt the inside story and became the outside elegance. Same as elk. Elk knows it's got big antlers. It's already connected to its own clan and its own sense of strength. And it doesn't aspire to be a tiger or a lion, you know, or a bird. It is standing on its own 4 legs, doing what elk does. Swan does what Swan does, and it has wings. It doesn't try to drive a car like a human, you know. So be content with your form but transform it from the inside, because the swan doesn't see that it's a swan. It sees water, it sees fish, it sees mountains. So from inside itself, it views things different to if it was looking in the mirror or the reflection of the water. It doesn't know that it's a swan unless it's in a pack of its own swans, and then it may know what it looks like, but it's irrelevant to its existence on the inside. Does this make sense? I hope so. I hope it's relevant. I'm just going to grab the book for that one. So I need to read it to you because it's just beautiful. I'll turn the angle like this. How can we make this prettier before it's hysterics? No, we'll just have to do it that way. It's all right. You can help me on my initiation process. Waggle Shun, the swan, represents peace. See my physical form. I am grace, silent movement upon the waters of emotion. Grace as I and my mate entwine necks in an embrace. I am the peace of the heart, and I present myself to you that my image may cast into your mind's eye the dream and the realization of peace. The tradition of the swan. The white buffalo calf woman who brought us the sacred pipe has been known to present herself in the form of a swan. Her symbol is also used in many other tribes' teachings. I have a YouTube video about the sacred pipe, and I actually put a photo of the white buffalo calf woman in there, so you may want to do that too. So this is quite interesting for me to fall upon me. How exciting. You are reminded to be at peace with all things. Find the place of peace within yourself by accepting all that you are and forgiving yourself and others. Let love take the place of fear and allow your inner peace to gently come forth. Share the strongest beauty with the world around you. Ask yourself what you can do in your life to bring about peace. As peace grows greater, it begins to take flight, touching and uplifting all with whom you come into contact. See? Meditation. I seek and find the state of being where the grace and beauty of all life is known. In this way is my heart filled and at peace. And that will be the dolphin, and that will be the butterfly, and these beautiful lights, selenite crystal. And I will now recharge the other phone, or this phone, and we will do a little bit of a burning ritual to bring this fresh air in. Oh, how exciting. Well, what a moment in time. So I brought the lamp in for some extra lighting because it's got dark, but in this moment I had no storage on both phones. So I've just spent like the last hour in the middle of your reading deleting about 80 videos from the past. However, in that, it's sort of showing me some more transformation of love of the graceful swan, because I was persistent, and because I went through it, I actually noticed there's a lot of videos that I was doing art and I was going to do podcasts, but I might as well just put them in these videos. So show you the cards to start with and then just go off into a video that I've already got stored. See? Someone there is also helping me. See, we're all connected. And now I'm going to pull one more card from there just so we can balance it before I pull out my round circle, well, you can't see it, round circle plate that we're going to put some salt and the gum leaves and do that clearing, and might even put some water and see if we can do a candle reading and initiate that frequency in this reading. And this is just be a bit longer, so let's shuffle them cards. Oh yeah, it's better with that lighting. See, I had to get the extension cord, so let's go through this new initiation together because we're changing frequency together. Yeah, so I've got them. These are still the Lakota cards, and from the bottom, what have we got? Oh, the 4 directions, and I just saw a video of a white and black horse running in the ocean from someone's film clip. Oh, I'll see if I can put that in after this. This is great. So I will read you number 11. See, 1E, the 4 directions, which is about lessons. And look, to change our frequencies, transformation frequency, stamina, persistence, and the swan, they really are about the lessons of becoming our best version. So isn't it funny that we've got the 4 directions, which is a bit of a balance. So I'll just read the first bit of the story, and then we'll do the initiation. I can read the other part. So, whoa, what's fallen out? I was collecting 4-leaf clovers because I did find a few, but they're the shamrocks. Well, someone has a bit of luck on their path. So gee, someone could be pregnant or about to have twins, or someone's about to find love, and that just happened. And there's my rainbow other card. So yeah, just to prove it, was like I'm holding the book and it's fallen out. So magic. I am the wind that travels from the 4 directions, carrying the depositing of the seeds of life. And we're in spring, and we're talking about pregnancy. Oh, like the snow, my seed disappears into the earth only to reappear in a new form. A bit like the swan, see? Into a new form, same as the butterfly. I am the circle of your consciousness, which grows and expands through experience to the place of beauty, the place where all life is known to be celebration and joy. And when you see the plate I'm about to pull out from the other shelf, you will be besotted with joy, my friends. Calling this together. I am the cry of the newborn. Oh, someone's going to have a baby who feels the first pangs of separation and wholeness. I am the cry of all life that comes into awareness of this mystery. And also could be a new birth of career, a new birth of consciousness. Okay, it's not always about a physical baby, just for the other people who are not even contemplating it. My friends, do not stop that which is growing. See, like a flower. Allow the garden of life to give of its gifts to you in all forms, even unto death, which is no ending, but a continuation of the circle of life. So I'll grab this bowl out now, make some space on these cards. I'll move the cards over here. And just so you know, like speaking always the truth. Oh. It's my spiral plate, which I took a photo the other day, which was probably the front cover that I used, thinking about it, but not knowing it would work this quite magically. So let's have a go. We're going to put some salt in. And this is just going to absorb any negative energy that we came in before the reading and any doubts that we had. And we are going to put a gum leaf. I'm going to see if I can burn a bit of wax on it and see if I can do a reading from that as well, but I'm not sure if that will work. It doesn't matter if it doesn't, because we are expanding consciousness, growing through experience and eliminating what doesn't serve us any longer, like I said at the beginning. So, this has really made me feel I'd rather be spending time going through old photos and videos, my friends, and seeing what it was that I was learning in 2020, and how that manifested into now, because you forget, because the consciousness is expanding. So I'd rather be doing that than the project I was working on. But if I didn't do the other project, look, someone's got a moustache that's like a spirit from the forest, and he will be happy. It's like the Green Man, really, that's what I can see, sort of here, the Green Man. And he'll be happy after we release some energy that has been stuck and not remembering our sacred forest and land and plants and spirit helpers. A lot of people are stuck inside, I get that, and they can't go outside. But if you can, do it every day. I'm just going to bring this over here and relight from this sacred fire that's been holding space for us this whole time. And then we put this back with the dolphin. And I made it, it's a light blue candle, birthday candle, recycled from a bunch of joy. And we are going to burn away any doubts, our old self, which is still valuable, remember. Your old self's valuable. You wouldn't be here. And even the photos from the past. But if you're putting it into a new perspective, you see it as you've gathered the photos and videos and stories and writings and journals that you're doing. And if you didn't do the work before, the preparation we'll call it. And then because that's manifested onto paper or video or whatever format you're into, it takes its own path, it has its own destiny. Then you look back at it going, oh, I don't remember the first idea I had with that at all, but I'm really glad I did it. Sometimes you remember, you're like, oh, I'm a bit past that now, and you know, there's new things like TikTok and stuff, which has changed our consciousness of what we view, you know. So you might have been thinking of doing a reel or an Instagram post, and then all of a sudden go, oh, this works better for videos or a website or TikTok, or I might make just a beautiful family video for my family and not put on social media at all. Does that make sense? Like anything. Actually, let's see if the wax helps with this. Oh yeah, it does actually. Look at that. And then, see if I can join it with all this wax. My dog is cleansing. He's licking his feet from the walk from before. Keeping it clean for all of us as well in this sacred cleansing, aren't you, Jip Jip? That. How beautiful is that fire? Ah, that's totally sacred. It looks a bit like a swan there, really, doesn't it? So connected. So I'm going to read you. Each of the 4 directions has its own lessons to teach us, some difficult, some immediately clear. There are those that take a long time to learn. Others that suddenly erupt, creating upheaval in our lives. There are important lessons that seem baffling and elusive. At any moment, a new lesson may be presenting itself to us, but we are not always aware of the gifts being offered. Awaken to the lessons in your life. Open your eyes and take the messages coming to you from all directions. Relax into the center of the 4-cornered circle. And allow the teachings to surround and uplift you, taking you forward into new territory. Although at times you may feel as if you are being pulled into a tailspin or carried without support, trust and know that the lessons you need are always presented when you are ready. Ask for the direction and the help that you need. See, tuned in. Always tuned in. The cat's meowing because of the energy. It's present, you know. Dog's happy. Oh, yes. Well, that's just like doing it. So that's going for ages, which is fantastic. So let's have a look. I brought some water as well, but I should clear this and see what happens. If I can get that in there. All right. And there's two. Maybe someone's twin flame you get to make. It's like 1 in a billion. It's rare. So it looks like a love heart in that little fire. Oh, look at that. New beginnings. Yep. See? New sense of love to yourself too. It's not always from someone else, but everyone can read their own messages too as you get more in tune with yourself. So I'll now oh yes, the sacred smoke of the transformation of our butterfly. We are sharing this together. Look at that, sending out prayers of love, gratitude, planting new seeds of awareness from this reading into our new beginnings from our past experiences. And I will grab some water and let's see if we can do a candle wax reading from the wax that's brewing there. I thought that was going to join with the salt and I could pick it up like a picture, but I can do that from the water, so we'll do it after. So now that we've cleaned it, I'm going to put some water into our beautiful sacred pond, we'll call it, since we're experiencing the dolphin and the swan. And let's see if this works. Looks like a woof. So we are the pathfinder, finding your path one step at a time for others to follow. Looks a bit like a platypus. So that's all about with love. So very similar to the swan. And I'm going to flip the candle wax upside down because I did it the other day and it's a different story. Oh, look at this path. This is beautiful. There's the caterpillar. Oh, this is fantastic. I was trying to move it the other way. This is brilliant. Oh, look at all the little eggs around this dolphin. This looks a bit like a dolphin as well. Many ideas have manifested. Look at all this. These are the eggs. The eggs are the seeds of spring that we are now in. And look, I'm trying to join them. Look, there's a love heart right there. I can see there's love, big love on the horizon. Look at the waterfall. How has the candle wax even done that? Oh, this is fantastic. So, laughter. This is great. Look at that. It's like a crystal cave. We're like forming our own crystal cave. So someone's into crystals. Are you doing crystal readings? Are you healing with crystals? That person needs to do that because that's an art form in itself. And I've used all the wax on that now. Oh, someone over here is thinking a lot. And see all the lights that are reflecting there. Many, many ideas. And that moved away from the bigger pile. So I think giving this space, see, drawing a line in the sand, giving yourself space for these new ideas to come in. And see, it looks like it's bowing its head, like an anteater. So if it's an anteater, then the ants would represent patience. And they work together. So listening to different people and taking your time to re-establish new patterns, because other people might have insights into what to do with your things. What's this line in the sand doing? So we have an elephant. So memory, there's things in past memories that need to come to the surface. Like I found my old videos. There's a scorpion watching this. And Scorpio is all about the deep, dark cave and the inner hidden emotions. And I did actually get this covered from my sister with the Scorpion, so that energy is here as well. And just dealing with the shadow one day at a time. It's okay. We are all quite awkward human beings. But know that you have this angel guiding you. There's a guardian angel, okay? So don't worry about stinging yourself or anyone else, because it'll hit the guardian angel first. It's going to protect you from sabotaging your plans now. I think we're coming out of this dark phase on Earth where so many things got stuck and halted, but it was only for, see, a redirection. It's a redirection. There's a hand helping. It's like a sword of light. And this hand is pointing us in different directions. And, oh, it's like a little duck. And go and feed the duck. And something's reaching out. So someone is reaching out, I think, to a past love. Oh, they can hear you, but they've also got a lot on their back and a lot on their shoulders. So you'll just would add to a bit of the stress, and maybe they're not feeling ready, but don't doubt the connection, because it's still connected. And as you start drawing a line in your sand, you create space for this person to enter too. And then with the other distractions that you eliminate one day at a time, because you're making space for new things, you will create the space for your ideas as well, their ideas. And then you can join them, because you both need to make space for each other as well. So even living in the same house, like, how much space does anyone have doing what they did before a connection? So it's not an easy thing to go through. So I'm going to have a look at it and see what I can see. Octopus. Okay, so the octopus is the master craftsman, but it also likes to hibernate. The octopus likes to stay under its own cave, and it only comes out when it needs to feed. So yeah, stick to your plans, stick to your own original intentions, because the elephant has the wisdom that's guiding you. And with the elephant and the octopus together, let the elephant remember slowly, because it walks slowly, remember slowly, and allow the octopus with his tentacles to grab on to what's needed and letting go of what's not needed. Anchoring in, that person is anchoring in their ideas, because it needs that strong, solid foundation and clarity for the... Wow. And so the octopus, as it's, we'll say, suckling on the little ideas, I had to create more space on the phone. And so what this means is, I think the message for the octopus storing it in the cave is, go back to your old photos, turn off your Netflix and your YouTube and your music, everything. Go back as far as you can in your phone. Just start looking at what you've got there, and you'll go on this little journey, and it's going to really show you how much you have learnt. And you're going to develop a lot of self-love, and you will delete a lot of photos. So I just went in and created that much storage space that I have not had, which means this is part of my destiny, which means this is part of someone's destiny, is creating space, because you don't want to be overwhelmed with trying to keep up with your past. So use the past in the now, and this will give you a bit of self-love. You'll start seeing family and ideas and things, and it might re-motivate you in this close time, because of all the new downloads has now distracted you from before, and you will help remember what you had stuck, and you can release a whole heap of emotion and photos and create this space. And I worked out what it's for. If we are doing the dolphin frequency, we are actually creating more bandwidth That's so the butterfly has room to fly, so we can spread our wings. So I've just discovered that, and I also made chocolate pancakes in between because it took me a long time to get back to this part of the video. But anyway, see the circle, and our little arm has moved direction, and I am going to flick this piece now because this will be the next message from before, and it's the little bird. There we are. I see a little bird. Hang on, I'll pop it this way because I can see that. Ah, the beautiful bird. See? Perched with his little tail in the air. So that's the message. The little bird was the messenger, and sort of sitting on the dolphin. So you have to go deep down into the water, and you need to pop your head out. It looks like the little dove, and it's connected to the swan, so that's pretty awesome. The next message is paying attention to your dreams, and yeah, if you've got animals, go and lay down next to them too and dream with them, because they dream a lot more than us in the day, and that'll just help with the caterpillar. So even reverse, that's still the caterpillar. The centipede, many legs, so there are many paths, and you need to find the one that is right for you to piece all these ideas and let them float around. Let your ideas get mixed around. I found some art videos that I think I was going to do them just as promos, and now I'm going to add them in video, so I wouldn't have known that back then. And that has just shown me a different direction, and then I don't have to have so much space on the phone because I can use them. And the hippopotamus, so more bathing, more water. The message for this person is, yeah, more water. So help you connect with your breath. So it's a very wind and water reading. With the elk and with the horses from before is the earth, to earth our emotions, which will ground our thinking. A lot more walking. There was a lot of nature here with the gum leaves, smelling flowers, and mixing up the day a little bit so the ideas can take shape. And I went through this journey with you, and it's just going to be fantastic because I can just feel that there's other things on the horizon. So, hope you enjoyed this reading, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now. Love you all.